Greetings! In this video, we will be looking at ACT test prep resources from LearningExpress. If you come to kyvl.org, you will find ACT test prep under 4K12 students under High, and it's the second item, or you can go to Databases, LearningExpress, scroll down a little bit, and here is Admissions Test Prep. So I'm going to click on that. If you are using LearningExpress for the first time, you will need to register for an account. So go to Sign In, Register, click Register. If you're at your school building, you may find your school district name here in the drop-down. You can also just register under Kentucky Virtual Library. When you do this, you will need to put in a valid email address. If you use a Gmail account, once you register, the next time you access LearningExpress, you can sign in with Google and very quickly get into LearningExpress. I already have an account, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to log in, sign in with Google, choose my Gmail account that I want to use, and it takes just a few seconds. Now, I've been in here before, so it defaults to my center, so it shows me the things that I've been working on, including the ACT English test prep tutorial, the writing test tutorial for ACT. I've downloaded some eBooks that I can access, and so on. But I'm going to College Admissions Test Prep, prepare for your ACT. And there's several things here available. There are tutorials, there are practice tests, there is a timed simulation that is the complete ACT, and that has a hard timer on it, so if you don't finish in time, the test will actually stop. And there are also eBooks. So let's look at some tutorials. There's an introduction to the ACT tutorial, and I'm going to click Start Tutorial. And all the tutorials are arranged the same way, so they all have the same look and feel. And so this is going to walk you through what it's like to take the ACT and understanding what it means to take the ACT. So I can go into one of these lessons and it will explain about the ACT, what types of things you'll see on the exam, an overview of the English test, and so on. Now, as I'm working through these tutorials, I do have the option to save and finish later. So I'm going to save this. And then the next time I come to LearningExpress, it will open up my center and it will show me that I most recently was working on the ACT introduction tutorial. And I can just click on that and pick up where I left off. So let's go back to the center. Prepare for your ACT. Then there's also tutorials on the English test, math, reading, etc. And they all have that same format. So once you do one tutorial, the rest will look familiar to you. There are also eBooks that you can download, and these tend to be pretty large, so we don't recommend printing them. They can be up to 1 inch thick, but I can download this ebook, and it's a PDF, and I can do whatever I want with this PDF. I can put it on my phone, my Chromebook, etc. And once I open the PDF, I'm just going to scroll through. You see, here's the table of contents. This one's 346 pages. So very content heavy. So let me go to page 100. And then here is essay practice. So again, with the eBooks, you can download them as many times as you need to. I'm going to go on the breadcrumbs, prepare for your ACT, and then practice tests. So let's look at the math practice test. These also are formatted the same way. So once you've done one practice test, if you do another, it's going to look very familiar. So let's do the first practice test. It will tell you about the test, and this section, this particular test should take you 60 minutes. So you could do a simulation. In the practice mode, you answer all the questions, and then when you score your test, you can get the answers, or you can do learner mode where you can check your answers as you go along. So let's do start test as a practice, and I'm just going to randomly answer. And there is a calculator here to the right that I can use. So I'm going to cancel that. And I'm not going to do the whole test, but I do want to point out here, once I answer this section of questions, I click next for the next set of questions. There is a timer here, so it gives me a sense of how long this test should take. If I get interrupted, or maybe you only have half an hour, you can finish later and save this and come back to it via My Center later. And just to show you what scoring looks like, I'm going to score my test. Now it does tell me that I haven't finished all the questions. So if I didn't realize there were more questions, I could jump to question 4. But for example's sake, I'm going to click score. And so here is my score. It shows me how I answered on the different sections. And then at the bottom, there are recommendations. Anything in red means that you need to work on your skill set for this topic. And I can just jump and click on one of these. I could go straight to the ACT test tutorial, etc. And then here at the top, I can view my answers. So if I see that I got number 2 wrong, I can click on that, and it will take me to that question. It will show me what is the correct answer, and it will explain how to derive the correct answer. And then I can also scroll down and see my other answers and where I've missed and what is correct. So if you need to, on that score report, you can screenshot this or print it to turn in to your ACT test facilitator, whoever is helping you or has signed this to you. If you have any questions, you can always email us at kyvl@ky.gov, and we would be happy to help. Thanks so much.